basically the gist of the article is that the theme is made in Winnipeg. The hype around the Jets obviously was great. So kind of let's just go into the past of it. So what was kind of your first impression of Winnipeg and its crowd when you started playing?
I mean, like all the Canadian markets, every rink is crazy. Like fans, Canadians bring it to another level. Um, it's just kind of one of those things. Like when we first got here, like even like our first exhibition game, there it was sold out. They were loud. They were just excited to have the team back, and just knowing what you know hockey means to a community like this. It just they have football, they have baseball, but winter they enjoy their hockey, and every Canadian does. So it's just kind of like one of those things that when we got going, we knew that we had a whole city behind us.
Okay. Did you ever think it would turn into something as massive as this when you hit playoffs last season?
Yeah, I mean, just way of you just watch as every year as a cup wins and goes to another city, they always try to outdo each other, and now it starts like before the game out on the streets, and going into it we kind of knew that it was going to be crazy, but to this extent I don't know how much more we can let them get away with, but no, it's great. It's exciting. It's obviously great for the city, and I think even small, big businesses, just everyone does well from it.
Yeah. Did you feel a shift in dynamic at all when the fans were watching your first few games versus towards the end?
Not really. I think they stuck with us. I mean, the run we had, we can't be disappointed in what we did. You can't just go with not making the playoffs in many years to just going and winning a cup. I mean, you can, but it's not, you can see it coming, and I think everyone did it the right way.
Okay. So what did you notice about the city changing itself, especially when it was towards the bigger, I guess, parts of the playoffs?
I guess when you drive around or you're driving to the rink and back and forth, and you just notice that every car dealership, all their white cars are up front. A lot of white going on everywhere. It was just, fans just enjoying themselves, jerseys, and you knew everyone was talking about the Jets.
Yeah. Do you think people that maybe weren't watching beforehand, at least, it kind of brought them into it in a way?
I think so. I think that's, like a lot of sports, some people don't pay attention. Even in football, they pay attention a little bit through the season, but it gets to be a long season. And then once playoff gets going, and you get a round or two under your belt, I think a lot more people start like, whoa, we might as well pay attention to all of it now. And I went through it in Chicago. It was kind of the same way. We didn't do well right away, but then the next year we came back, and everybody, middle by Christmas, everyone knew who everyone was, and you couldn't go anywhere in the city. So it happens in a big city and happens in small cities too. So it's what it does. It's just a great thing for a city.
How did it feel knowing that all of Canada essentially was behind you guys? You're the last team left at that point from Canada.
That's true. I guess it's obviously something to take pride in, because there isn't as many teams, but that every Canadian wants it back in their city, back in Canada. So it's always good, and you do know that wherever you go, you always have a a good fan base in every stadium.
Do you think it changed the name of Winnipeg all around Canada in North America at all?
I mean, they just kind of put us, on the map. I don't know, a lot more, but I guess if you're going to look at a professional sport, I guess if you look at where's Winnipeg, yeah, I guess we'll put it up there a little bit higher now.
Do you think, so now that we're kind of getting into the season, do you think that it will change this season? It'll be bigger because of what happened last season?
There's going to be, a lot more people probably starting out watching us more throughout the whole season, but I think more people pay attention to us for sure.
Yeah. So a lot of new fans, obviously, from the last season.
A lot of new fans, a lot of, nosy sports people that just want to watch and just keep your eye on everybody.
Do you feel as though there's more pressure because of that?
No, I mean, no, not really.
Yeah. So I guess basically the gist of it was, do you think that this will change how hockey will be looked at in Winnipeg? Do you think it'll make it more meaningful, or do you think it'll make more people turn away from it?
It's going to make a lot more parents make their kids play a lot more hockey.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it's going to come down to.
Mm-hmm. So when you first came to Winnipeg, you probably would have never thought of moving here had you stayed on your last team. Do you think now, is there anything that would keep you here if your job hadn't been here and if you hadn't raised a family here?
I wouldn't really stay here, but I only grew up an hour and a half from here. So I kind of am home, but I'd probably say no.
Okay.
And I cannot believe I actually made it back here this close to home.
Yeah, so I have to say, I never really watched that many sports. My family is not a sports family. I think it was the last Minnesota game that we started watching, and it was like every game after that. So I definitely felt the changes as well, and just at school, I used to go to SGR actually.
Okay.
Yeah, Kira was on my
Yeah.
side. But no, we definitely could feel the hype, feel everything that was going on. It was on the announcements every day, So I guess one last question. What do you look forward to changing, or what do you look forward to happening this season?
I think just, kind of getting the boys back together and seeing if everyone was just kind of at their highs, or if we were just, reaching our potential. Can we repeat or do better this year? As you get older, you just kind of realize that, it's kind of fun just to see a group develop to become a great group. Been through it, was a young guy at the last one, so I kind of get the gift, and then now I'm the old guy, and I kind of it's fun to see if we can go back and be better now, and here in Winnipeg we can make it a dynasty for a little while.
Do you feel you grew closer as a team?
Yeah, I think winning doesn't matter what sports it is, I think winning just brings everyone that much closer.
Okay, thank you so much.